Hi again. Welcome back to another episode. If that's a thing to say or whatever, but I'm doing some rescues from a site that's going to get developed. I dug up a few pineland crotons, Croton argyranthemus, that I've got here. This is in the winter and they're dormant. This is it here. It looks dead. It's just dormant for the winter, which is a good time for transplanting things. There's less chance of shock and whatnot. So I've got a few left in this tub. And this is an area we just prepared for doing restoration with. We've planted about 30 different species of seeds all around here, except for on one side of these logs that I've got spaced around here, and that's to give space for me to plant the rescue transplants without disturbing any of the seeds that we just planted the last couple of days. So the first thing to do is I've got a bucket of water. Pick a spot here. I've also got my sand bucket. So I'm going to find a spot and just make a little hole. Put that in the sand bucket. There's a root down there. I think I cut it. Yeah. So I've got a little hole there now, and I'm going to put some water in it. You notice this is a season where we don't necessarily get a lot of rain, so the soil is pretty dry right now. And if you put transplants in dry soil, not the best chance of success there. Even if they're dormant, it's probably better to get some water in. It also helps a lot for making a good hygroscopic connection between the soil of the plug that I dug up and the surrounding soil. So I'm going to put a little soil back in here, trying to get this soil wet. This soil, once it dries up, is a little bit difficult to get water into. So I'm putting it in slowly. Once I've got that hole to hold the water so it doesn't just all spill out, run around other places. So now I've got a nice little mud hole. I'm actually gonna take some of that out so that I have space to put the rescue plug. Try to get caught on my shirt there. So this has, I think, 2 crotons in it, maybe 3, and then it's got some rock rose, the Crocanthenum corymbosum, also there, and a little bit of, that's probably Pityopsis. So sometimes when I grab a plug, it's got more than one thing. The main one I'm trying to get here is the croton. But the other ones are nice too.
And you're not going to split it up, you're just going to keep them in a little colony like that as they were?
Sometimes I split them up. These guys are pretty close together, so I didn't think I would be able to do a good job of keeping them happy, keeping the root on soil, keeping the soil on the roots.
But would you even need to, because they naturally kind of coexist like that?
This came from a little cluster, and I am splitting up this cluster quite a bit compared to how it was where I found it, but some of these are just real close together and I don't want to mess them up.
Okay.
So the water all came out of my hole here. I'm putting a little bit more of it back in.
Thanks for the demo.
Okay, not deep enough. Okay, that looks about good. Actually, there's something we got to watch out for. This is a centipede grass, and we do not want that coming with us. This rescue site has some bad things in it.
Is that what we also call crabgrass?
Nope. So I'm just try to.
I think some of us do colloquially. Because those they grow in runners, right?
Yeah. So I'm just trying to mix that in, make sure there's no air pockets, and make sure it's well connected.
And how do you know by that? With just bubbles?
You just kind of put the shovel around there and let it make sure it's loosened up. It's also good to have a little moat here to catch rainwater when you're putting in a new transplant. So it's already got a flag, so we'll know where that is. So that one's done now, and we'll go get another one.
All right, cool. All right, well, let me put this phone down. Let's get to digging.